Shares of Boeing and one of its key suppliers, Spirit AeroSystems, have tumbled after United Airlines and Alaska Airlines found loose hardware on a number of Boeing 737 MAX planes during inspections. Investors have been growingly concerned after a piece of fuselage on an Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9 blew out mid-flight last week, prompting an emergency landing. The 737 MAX family is Boeing's best-selling aircraft, with currently more than 4,000 orders to fill. Now, for more on this, let's bring in Josh Mahoney, Chief Market Analyst at Scope Markets. Josh, thanks for being with us today. Boeing is tied to a string of disasters in the past, and once again, several airlines have grounded the fleet. How is this looking for the aircraft maker?
Yeah, not great, quite frankly. This has been a very difficult period for Boeing. 2019, of course, we saw the Lion Air and the Ethiopia Air crash. We saw, of course, COVID, where we saw a global grounding of airplanes. And from the peak that we saw in 2019, the stock fell 80%, and it's been trying to claw back that ground ever since. Notably, the past 2 months leading into Christmas saw the stock actually rise over 50%, but we're now 14% down since then. Yesterday, losing 8%. And of course, there's question marks about whether we're going to see a continuation of that sell-off coming into play here today. Notably, though, the likes of Boeing, the likes of Airbus do have a huge backlog in terms of passenger aircrafts that they have been struggling to deliver. The question mark in terms of sentiment for the company is whether we are going to see any companies, any airlines really start to cancel any of those orders. That could really hit the stock in a meaningful manner. But at the moment, it's all about whether they can really start to push forward in terms of delivering the aircrafts and try to get these airplanes fixed and up in the air as quickly as possible.
Right, and airlines have warned of falling profits and rising fares if manufacturers don't improve quality control. Can the aviation sector take another hit?
Yeah, and most notably, this is coming from the Ryanair chief, who's essentially been warning that the likes of Airbus, the likes of Boeing, of which they're very much reliant on, really need to ramp up their output. They're struggling to provide the kind of production in terms of aircrafts that they have been promising. And therefore, airlines are going to find it very difficult to hit their numbers. They're going to have less airplanes than they had planned for. They're going to have to up prices because of lower supply, lower availability of those flights. And therefore, this does have a knock-on impact on the airline industry as a whole, as the likes of Airbus and Boeing continue to struggle with production, let alone the problem that now Boeing are having trying to get their aircrafts back in the air.
Right, Josh Mahoney there in London for us. Thank you for your insights. Now to other top stories from around the world. Cuba will increase fuel prices more than 5-fold from February as its economic crisis deepens. The government, which subsidizes almost all essential goods and services, is trying to beef up foreign currency reserves. The island nation is facing its worst economic crisis in decades due to stiff US sanctions and a tourism shortfall. Nvidia shares have soared to a historic high, closing at more than $522 apiece, following the announcement of its groundbreaking graphic card. As a key player in the artificial intelligence boom, Nvidia also unveiled additional AI-related components and software ahead of CES in Las Vegas. The rise in its stock price has pushed Nvidia's market value to nearly $1.3 trillion. And Tiger Woods and sportswear giant Nike have ended one of the most famous commercial partnerships in sport after nearly 3 decades. The superstar golfer first signed a $40 million 5-year contract with Nike upon turning professional in 1996. Woods reportedly netted more than $500 million from the company over the course of his career.